The ACE in Colorado started today. Throughout this one-week program, leaders from the Americas and beyond will visit over 30 innovation hubs in Denver, El Paso, and Jefferson counties in the state of Colorado in the United States. Participants will experience firsthand Colorado's rapid, innovation-driven economic and entrepreneurship ecosystems while connecting with world-class research and development facilities, innovation hubs, research centers, and academic institutions. During the intense week of visits, participants will expand their knowledge and partnerships around biosciences, smart cities, business creation, disaster mitigation, and cybersecurity. After exploring Denver, participants officially registered in the program, picked up their name badges, welcome bags, and personal protective equipment, and then went on before starting out with the reception at the Denver Botanic Gardens. The ACE delegation visited one of Colorado's biggest lifestyle and vibrant attractions, which is the magnificent Denver Botanic Gardens. Participants enjoyed the lush foliage and got acquainted with one another. An official photo was taken and an icebreaker activity between participants and organizers took place. A welcome reception was then offered to the ACE delegation, sponsored by Metro Denver Economic Development Corporation, with the partnership of high-level speakers from the state of Colorado, City and County of Denver, the U.S. Department of State, the U.S. Department of Commerce, and the Organization of American States. The government of Ecuador also spoke, representing the chair pro tempore of the Inter-American Competitiveness Network. On the second day of ACE Colorado, the delegation visited Denver's renowned French-inspired Kuhil's restaurant to learn about tourism-focused initiatives to attract business and tourists to local communities. Global and regional leaders continued on to Denver International Airport to learn how the airport contributes to the vibrancy of Colorado's economy. Denver International Airport representatives demonstrated how an effective economic development team can leverage its local airport to attract and retain business within the community while providing an inclusive and equitable workplace. The delegation moved on to the Anschutz Medical Campus, the largest academic health center in the Rocky Mountains and a world-class medical destination at the forefront of transformative education, science, medicine, and healthcare. The visiting delegation had the opportunity to discuss innovation and investment strategies in the life science, med tech, and academic sectors addressed to discover opportunities for joint research, business, and investment opportunities. The National Western Center then hosted the delegation's next visit, offering a dynamic and accessible entertainment and educational environment for innovation in agriculture, sustainability, and food safety. Colorado's Governor, Jared Polis, made a guest appearance and welcomed the ACE delegates, plus shared insights about the unique relationship that Colorado has with countries throughout the Americas. Participants learned about opportunities for developing new partnerships in ag tech, research exchanges, business and investment opportunities at this exciting campus. The ACE delegation concluded the second day with an evening reception sponsored by Bank of America at the Fire Terrace of the Art Hotel. Denver's inclusive economy and business-friendly ecosystem, among other topics, were addressed by Denver's own Mayor Michael B. Hancock, Chief Business Development Officer Deborah Cameron, and Biennial of the Americas Executive Director Flora Jane DiRienzo. These outstanding leaders demonstrated that a city can serve as an entrepreneurial hub and an innovation center where diversity, culture, arts, and sports can coexist and thrive.
On day 3 of the ACE Colorado program, the delegation attended their last event in Denver before moving to its next destination, El Paso County. The group visited Des Commons on Champa to learn about Denver's entrepreneurial and innovation ecosystem and to hear from local leaders about how the city became a hub of startup activity. After learning about the entrepreneurial scene and the annual Denver Startup Week, the group loaded up buses and headed down south to El Paso County. Being the most populous county in Colorado and home to Colorado Springs, El Paso County is a prime example of how to build a community around defense, aerospace, nature, tourism, job creation, and innovation. The United States Air Force Academy hosted the delegation and expanded on the importance and impact of the defense industry in Colorado and the collaborative nature with local companies. The United States has opened up sites like the Air Force Academy and others to drive openness, coordination, and partnerships. The ACE program continued to Garden of the Gods Club, located in Colorado Springs, where the delegation learned about disaster mitigation and emergency management with the objective of identifying best practices, lessons, and COVID-19 responses on the topic. Next, the group visited the National Cybersecurity Center to learn about the local cybersecurity cluster, which includes the university workforce pipeline and other capabilities of the local cybersecurity industries. After the National Cybersecurity Center, participants moved into the exponential impact space with leaders of the local information technology industry and exchanged with numerous local IT startups, small businesses, and large established companies. Participants were able to identify opportunities of collaboration on how to incubate and accelerate companies in exponential impact. To conclude the third day of the ACE Colorado, the delegation then enjoyed a dinner reception at Clay Venues while about the economic impact of arts and culture in the region. After dinner, the delegation tapped further into Colorado, exploring the work of local artists, locally crafted beverages, and building new partnerships within the region.
Colorado has embarked on the mission to recover from the socioeconomic impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic, and Day 4 of the program focused on how key industry sectors of sports medicine, tourism, and manufacturing can serve such purpose. The William J. Hibble Center of the University of Colorado in Colorado Springs is one of the leading ecosystems that uses sports medicine and university partnerships to boost entrepreneurship and startups partnerships. After arriving at the William J. Hibble Sports Medicine and Performance Center, guests enjoyed breakfast and a presentation about the brand new center, its partnership with Centura Health, the region's largest healthcare network, and how the center leverages research partnerships and greater university industry partnerships. After a quick drive to the new Robeson Hockey Arena, the delegation then visited Colorado Springs' family-owned soccer stadium, Widener Field, where the CEO and president of Colorado Springs Switchbacks Football Club, Nick Reagan, showcased how sports, especially a soccer team and its stadium, are reshaping downtown Colorado Springs. Next, the delegation was welcomed by Mayor Suthers to visit the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Museum, located in Colorado Springs. At the heart of the U.S. Olympic movement and of the sports industry, the Olympic City, USA now hosts the United States Olympic and Paralympic Committee headquarters. The delegation then visited Qualtech Manufacturing, one of the region's leading companies of manufacturing, to discuss the evolution of the industry in a post-COVID era. Followed by a tour of the manufacturing facilities, participants engaged with Qualtech leadership to learn about the collaborative nature and capabilities of the manufacturing ecosystem in El Paso County. A visit to the Broadmoor Hotel concluded Day 4's discussion on Colorado's key industries in a post-COVID world. Participants enjoyed an elected officials dinner as well as an interactive panel discussion on the role of luxury and outdoor tourism in a post-pandemic era and the experience economy in the region.
On day 5 of the ACE Colorado, the delegation began the day at the Antlers Hotel with a breakfast presentation on the regional ecosystems and their role in recovery, especially considering a post-COVID-19 world. Representatives of the companies who participated on the El Paso and Colorado Springs segment of the ACE program were all present to engage with participants and forge meaningful connections in an effort to forge partnership and collaboration opportunities. Following breakfast, the delegation moved to its next destination, beautiful Jefferson County. At the very epicenter of the aerospace, aviation, bioscience, energy, and outdoor recreation industries, Jeffco represents the gateway to the famous Colorado Rockies and is a premier business environment home to the numerous cutting-edge technology firms. The delegation visited the American Mountaineering Center, the nation's premier facility for research, education, information, and conversation on the mountain environment. Participants enjoyed a great panel discussion over lunch about rescue, recovery, and disaster response. Next, the delegation commuted to the Colorado School of Mines, the nation's #1 engineering school, and discussed and reflected on some of the world's most pressing challenges related to earth, energy, and environment, and how education can help create effective solutions to overcome them. Colorado School of Mines leadership shared best practices in engineering education and presented opportunities for joint research and collaboration through public-private partnerships. Once arrived at the Denver Marriott West Hotel, the delegation had the opportunity to reflect upon their experiences and goals to achieve during ACE Colorado and to continue exploring strategic partnerships and collaboration opportunities for the duration of the program. We concluded the day at the Fort Restaurant, where we continue to engage in inspiring discussion over dinner with local leaders to strengthen our connections and explore synergies. Representing a premier business location with facilitated access to a labor market with the 3rd highest concentration of high-tech workers in the country, Jefferson County plays a prominent role in the high-tech industry, enhanced by the presence of such cutting-edge technology leaders such as Lockheed Martin, Pilatus Aircraft, and Terumo BCT. The final day of the ACE Colorado began with a VIP tour of Pilatus Aircraft facilities. The delegation was connected with the Jefferson County Commissioners and the area mayors, along with regional airport leaders Phil Rosnick and Paul Ansler. Over breakfast, we were able to address international trade opportunities for collaboration. As one of the region's technological leaders in the aviation industry, Pilatus provided an enlightening discussion around opportunities for point-to-point partnerships with regional airports and foreign trade zones, and the establishment of new relationships that encourage greater trade. The next destination was Terumo BCT, a leader in blood component and cell therapy technologies. Colorado is home to numerous growing research institutions, renowned scientists, and over 1,700 bioscience-related companies. Terumo is a perfect example of how the bioscience industry has major capabilities within economic development. The last official site visit of ACE Colorado was Lockheed Martin, specializing in global aerospace, security, and advanced technologies. During the visit, the delegation learned about worldwide technologies that are being deployed, innovation and workforce development, as well as those partnership opportunities and best practices along talent development. The ACE Colorado ended on a high note at the Rose in downtown Golden. ACE leaders left inspired by Colorado and are eager to pursue the connections and opportunities they established throughout this week-long immersion. The official closing ceremony took place, certificates of participation were handed out, and Colorado transferred the ACE Bastion to the state of Louisiana, who will proudly be hosting ACE on November 6th through 12th of 2021. Stay tuned to learn more about how this incredible network of leaders continues to expand international partnerships and increase trade, investment, and general growth throughout the Americas and beyond.